You work hard, you earn, yet somehow money always slips through your fingers. You promise yourself you'll save next month. You buy one more thing you don't need. And when the numbers fall, you whisper, "I'll fix it later." But later never comes. Here's the truth most people never face. Money isn't logical, it's psychological. The rich aren't always smarter. They've simply learned how to think differently about money, to understand its invisible laws. For centuries, philosophers, economists, and psychologists have tried to decode it. From Aristotle's virtue of moderation to Kahneman's prospect theory, every era points to one conclusion. Our financial lives are not governed by math, but by mind. So today, you'll discover the 20 psychological laws of money, the unseen principles that decide who grows wealthy and who stays broke. Each law is a mirror, and the reflection you see will reveal how you truly relate to wealth. Law 1. The law of emotion. Money feels rational until you touch it. Then every number becomes a feeling. Loss feels like pain. Gain feels like pride. Spending feels like freedom or guilt. In 1979, psychologists Daniel Kahneman and Amos Tversky proved this in their prospect theory. People fear losses twice as much as they value gains. That means you'll risk more to avoid pain than to achieve success. That's why traders sell winners too early and gamblers chase losses too long. Until you master your emotions, you'll always serve them. Wealth begins when you stop asking, "What do I feel right now?" and start asking, "What will my future self thank me for?" Law 2. The law of enough. How much is enough? For most people, the answer is just a little more. Morgan Housel, author of The Psychology of Money, wrote, "The hardest financial skill is getting the goalpost to stop moving." Greed isn't the love of money, it's the addiction to more. The more you chase, the poorer you feel. Because enough is not a number, it's a mindset. Without it, you'll live in endless comparison. Ask yourself, if I doubled my income, would I feel safe or would I want triple? Peace begins where enough begins. Law 3. The law of status. Most financial decisions are not about wealth, they're about status. We buy brands to belong, cars to signal, homes to impress. Sociologist Thorsten Veblen called this conspicuous consumption in 1899, spending to display success rather than secure it. It's a trap. Status is fragile because it lives in other people's eyes. The more you chase approval, the more you surrender control. Money that serves vanity destroys freedom. Money that serves meaning creates it. Law 4. The law of fear. Fear is the oldest currency in the world. Long before gold, humans traded safety for submission. In finance, fear manifests as panic selling, paralysis, and hoarding. When markets fall, logic disappears. Cortisol floods the bloodstream. Neuroscientists at Stanford found that financial loss activates the same brain regions as physical pain. That's why it feels unbearable. But courage with money doesn't mean recklessness. It means staying rational when others are emotional. Warren Buffett's timeless rule echoes this law. Be fearful when others are greedy, and greedy when others are fearful. Fear creates fortune for those who stay calm. Law 5. The law of identity. You will always behave with money according to who you believe you are. If you see yourself as bad with money, you'll prove yourself right. Identity drives behavior more powerfully than education or advice. This is why lottery winners often lose everything. Their income changes, but their self-image doesn't. To become wealthy, you must upgrade your identity before your income. Tell yourself, I'm the kind of person who manages money wisely, and act until it becomes true. The brain follows consistency. Behavior shapes belief, belief sustains behavior. Law 6. The law of illusion. Humans confuse the appearance of wealth with the existence of it. The designer bag, the luxury car, the perfect Instagram life, these are symbols, not security. Psychologists call it signaling theory. We send visual cues to show value, but signals without substance collapse under pressure. True wealth whispers, it doesn't shout. It's not in what you display, but in what you can quietly afford not to. Law 7. The law of time. Impatience is poverty disguised as ambition. The poor chase speed. The rich master time. Albert Einstein allegedly called compound interest the eighth wonder of the world. Whether he said it or not, the truth stands. Compounding only rewards patience. Every impulsive decision steals from your future self. Every delay to gratify is a silent investment. You can't cheat time, but time will reward discipline. Law 8. The law of scarcity. Scarcity isn't just an economic principle, it's a psychological one. When something feels limited, we value it more. Marketers exploit this constantly. Only 3 left, because your brain interprets scarcity as survival. But when scarcity becomes your worldview, I never have enough, money is hard to get, you attract desperation, not abundance. Behavioral economics shows that scarcity narrows attention. It makes you short-sighted, impulsive, and reactive. Freedom starts when you replace "there isn't enough" with "there's always opportunity if I stay alert." Law 9. The law of control. Humans crave control. We want to believe that our effort guarantees reward. But in markets, business, and life, randomness rules more than we like to admit. The illusion of control, coined by psychologist Ellen Langer, explains why gamblers throw dice harder to improve their odds. Smart investors accept uncertainty. They control process, not outcome. You cannot command luck, but you can design behavior that survives its chaos. Law 10. The law of reciprocity. Money flows where value circulates. Every transaction is an exchange of trust. You earn when you create more benefit for others than they expect. Psychologist Robert Cialdini called reciprocity one of the 6 universal principles of influence. People feel compelled to return favors. Give without calculation. Teach, serve, help. And the returns arrive in unpredictable, multiplied ways. Generosity isn't charity, it's strategy rooted in human nature. Law 11. The law of compounding. Everything compounds. Interest, knowledge, habits, mistakes. In finance, compounding turns small discipline into large fortune. In behavior, it turns small vices into large regret. The mind struggles to grasp exponential growth. We live linearly. That's why people underestimate slow progress and overestimate quick wins. Start small, stay consistent, and let time perform its silent miracle. Compounding is proof that the universe rewards continuity more than brilliance. Law 12. The law of attention.
What you measure grows. What you ignore fades. People track calories, steps, followers, but rarely money. Behavioral scientists call this feedback neglect. When you don't observe data, you act emotionally. Simply tracking spending or net worth creates awareness, and awareness changes behavior. Money, like a plant, grows where attention goes.
Law 13, the law of perspective. Wealth is relative, not absolute. $1,000 means nothing to a millionaire, but everything to someone in debt. Comparing yourself upward breeds envy, downward, complacency. True perspective comes from gratitude and purpose. Economists call it the hedonic treadmill. As income rises, expectations follow, leaving satisfaction unchanged. Stepping off that treadmill is liberation, because happiness adjusts faster than income ever can. Law 14, the law of the behavior gap. There's a gap between what you know and what you do. Most people already know to spend less than they earn, invest early, avoid debt, yet they don't. Carl Richards coined the phrase, the behavior gap, the difference between average investment returns and what investors actually earn, because emotions sabotage timing. Knowledge isn't power, execution is. Discipline bridges the gap between wisdom and wealth. Law 15, the law of luck. Luck seems random, yet it follows patterns. Economist Robert Frank argues that success is always part skill, part chance. But chance rewards those already in motion. Naval Ravikant said it best. You make your own luck by being prepared, persistent, and curious. Expose yourself to positive luck, new ideas, people, skills, and minimize exposure to negative luck, debt, drama, ego. Luck is attracted to movement, not waiting. Law 16, the law of environment. You don't rise above your environment, you adapt to it. If everyone around you spends recklessly, saving feels strange. If everyone values learning, growth feels natural. Psychologists call this social proof. We mirrored the behavior of our tribe to belong. But belonging often costs independence. To change your financial destiny, you must sometimes outgrow your circle, because your habits follow your environment faster than your willpower. So design one that normalizes the discipline you desire. Surround yourself with people who talk about ideas, not expenses. Your net worth will eventually mirror your network. Law 17, the law of energy. Money is stored energy. When you trade time for pay, you're exchanging life force for currency. The tragedy is that most people spend that energy on things that don't return it. Energy-rich wealth comes from assets that give back: investments, skills, businesses, systems, things that earn while you rest. Financial burnout happens when output exceeds replenishment. So track not just your expenses, but your energy ROI. Ask yourself, what am I giving life to, and what is giving life back to me? Because wealth is measured not in currency alone, but in the calm that comes when your energy works for you, not against you. Law 18, the law of meaning. Beyond a certain point, money stops buying happiness and starts buying purpose. Studies show that once basic needs are met, the emotional payoff of extra income fades. Psychologist Viktor Frankl taught that humans crave meaning, not pleasure. When you tie your financial goals to something larger, a mission, a family legacy, a vision of service, your motivation deepens. Money that serves ego fades. Money that serves meaning endures. So the question isn't, how much can I earn? But why do I want to? Law 19. The law of seasons. Every financial life moves in seasons. Planting, growing, harvesting, resting. The problem is that most people try to harvest during winter. They spend during famine and complain during sowing. Ancient wisdom recognized this pattern long before economics did. The farmer who plants in spring without seeing instant fruit understands patience. The investor must do the same. Recognize your season. If you're in planting, work, learn, save. If you're in harvest, enjoy responsibly. If you're in winter, reflect and plan. Fortunes collapse when you confuse the season you're in. Law 20. The law of awareness. The final law ties them all together. Everything about your financial reality, your income, habits, and beliefs is a reflection of your awareness. As consciousness expands, options appear. You begin to see opportunities where fear once saw limits. That's why self-knowledge is the ultimate wealth strategy. The most valuable asset you'll ever own is the ability to observe your own behavior without judgment and rewrite it. When awareness grows, freedom follows. The invisible currency. In the end, the game of money was never about numbers. It was about mastery of emotion, identity, and time. The broke and the wealthy live in the same economy, but not in the same psychology. The poor spend for validation. The wealthy spend for value. The poor chase outcomes. The wealthy refine habits. Wealth isn't what's in your wallet, it's what's in your mind when the wallet is empty. So, if you've ever asked, why do I work hard but stay broke? The answer isn't in your job, it's in your psychology. Master these laws and money will stop controlling you. Break them and you'll forever chase what peace could have given you for free. Because in the end, money amplifies who you already are. Money is not the goal, it's the mirror. It reflects your discipline, your patience, your self-respect. And the moment you understand that, you stop chasing it and start attracting it. Because money doesn't flow to those who need it. It flows to those who understand it. This was the 20 psychological laws of money. Why smart people stay broke. If this awakens something in you, give this video a like